For being part of our video. In our last video, we spoke about all kind of software that you can use to stream. Now we mentioned some of them in our video, and I said we'll be diving straight into OBS and how to make the best out of OBS. Let's continue. Then click on the first pop-up. Click on the first pop-up. Now you've gotten to OBS site. Now you choose the operating system you want to use, or the operating system that your system is actually using. As at the moment, I'm actually running on Mac. I click on Mac to download. I'm not going to actually download like that because I already have OBS on my system. Okay, when you install your OBS, the first thing you see is it's going to pop up and you will see the interface. The interface, you will see only the program page where what you had to the screen is what you display on the screen. Then we have the control axis, where in the control axis you have start streaming, start recording, start virtual camera, studio mode, setting, and exit. Then we're going to talk about this. Then we're also going to talk about the transition. Then we're talking about the audio mix, then the source, and then the scene. Now let's start with the studio mode. I prefer having the studio mode when I stream because the studio mode gives you the preview and the program. The preview is what only you will see, and the program is what everybody watching you will be seeing online. Now the next thing is we'll go to setting. I want us to explore the setting. The setting, we have the general, where we have the language, update, and output, confirm output, your update and the output, and the source alignment, the projector, and the system tray, preview, import, and studio mode, like that. But the appearance is you want to change the texture or the color. Yes, now I'm having gray. I have lights. You see, now depending on what you want. Now let's go straight to streaming. Now when you look at the streaming, you have at the streaming, that is where you set the destination you want to stream to, and that streaming you have depending on the source or the destination you want to stream to. You have YouTube, you have Facebook, you have Twitch, Twitter, which is X now. And if you also have, you can also customize. The customization will give you the opportunity to bring in the stream key and the URL, which is the server. Then the output comprises of the streaming, recording, then the replay buffer. But today we'll be looking at streaming and recording. Now in your streaming, you have your video bitrate. Your video bitrate, what will determine the size or the number you have in your video bitrate depending on the internet speed you have. Now with 3,500 kilobyte per second, that means you're telling the system that your internet speed will take 3.5 MB per second. If you just did your internet speed test and you have 10 MB per second or 20 MB per second, 10 MB per second, you put your video at 5,000 kilobyte per second. Now that 5,000 kilobyte per second means 5 MB per second. Then your audio bitrate, now I like increasing my audio bitrate so that I can have a quality sound. The lower your bitrate for audio, the lower the quality. Also the video, the lower the bitrate, the lower the quality. If you want good quality, you push at minimum. Let's say you're running on 192 audio bitrate, which is very good. You have a very good audio bitrate. Now for your video encoder, just leave it at X264, which is the standard. Then the encoder preset. Now the encoder preset, the determining factor for encoder preset is the system you're using. Now you could see the ultra fast means you have a low CPU usage and a low quality. Now if you have
very fast, that means you have medium CPU and a standard quality. But if you have fast, you have high PC quality, that means you have a graphic system. Now, somebody asked me in my previous video that what is the system required for streaming. Now, the system required for streaming, if you have minimum of 2 to 4 gig graphics, is the minimum which I always recommend. Then between 8 gig to 16 gig of memory, and make sure your hard drive is an SSD hard drive. An SSD hard drive you're using. Then also your system should not be less than Core i5 to Core i7, which is good. Core i5, Core i7, look at 7 gen, 8 gen upward, you're fine, you're good. I'm just talking about if you're going to push more, you're adding some other things to your streaming, your lower third, some graphics. The more input you have, or the more accessories you are adding to your streaming or your video, the more heavy they becomes. Then you are giving your system more tasks to do. That means you need a good system to do that. Okay, I'm going to leave at high CPU usage and high quality, because that is what I want. Then the audio encoder, the internet only understand AAC, which is for audio. AAC for audio. Then now the recording. In your recording, let me quickly set something straight. If you put your recording at the same thing as your streaming, this is what's going to happen. When you won't be able to pause your recording cannot be paused until you stop the streaming. But when you choose another quality, then you can stop the recording in between. Then the record format, we have different record format. If you're using an MP4 to record, if something happened to your system, probably your system, there's an interruption, the OBS went off due to something, you cannot recover your video back. You have to use a third-party software to start getting the video, and sometimes the audio and the video don't sync. But it's better for you to record MOV. MOV might be very high. It's good for your recording. You still have details, and at the same time, when the system goes off, you still have your video and audio intact. I hope you get that. Then let's look at video encoder for recording. Now, if the video encoder also still boils down to your system. If you have a good system, you can leave your system at X26 and record. Then look at this audio track. The audio track means you have multiple audio coming in. I have my mic. Probably I'm also bringing an audio from, I'm playing a song. Then they are coming in from another source. Then I'm telling the system that channel 2, channel 3 are coming with different audio. Then I want to bring in audio from all the tracks. Then if I'm all the tracks, and that is that about output. Let's go back to, come back to output. Output mode, the output mode, you have advanced also. The advanced, it just allows you to lay out. You have your recording, you have your audio, and you can now set the bit rate of each of your audio one by one to what you want, because the higher the bit rate, the higher the quality, and the higher the consumption of your internet and the strength of the tax. The higher the bit rate, the higher the consumption of internet data, and then the higher the consumption of energy, or you're giving the system more tasks to do. Okay, let's move to audio. The audio bitrate sample rate is 41.1 and 48 kilowatts. For a standard hearing, 48 kilowatt is completely fine. Then your channel, you have stereo, you have mono, and you have surrounding. But because you want both speakers to have audio, you don't want the surrounding, you can put it on stereo. Then the global audio device, and each of these audio device you can open up, when I was talking about different channel of audio. Now from here, you can now give OBS instruction on where you want your audio to come in from. If you're telling the system, I want audio to come in from my desktop too, that means probably you have another screen, you're playing something from there, you tell the system, enable this for me, enable this for me. Now, if you look at this now, if you come to my mic auxiliary and audio, I have built-in audio, I have USB advanced audio, and I have speaker audio recorder. Now, if I'm telling that auxiliary 2 should be on USB, auxiliary 3 should be on speaker audio recorder. Now, by the time I click OK and I apply, what's going to happen is OBS will give me all the graphics, all the I will see the graph of each of the audio in my audio mix. Now, before we go there, we have your meter for the audio, then the true peak of 8 higher CPU usage, then the monitor, where do I want to monitor from? Am I monitoring from the USB? Am I monitoring from this? If I put on default, then it's going to give me the default that I use for my auxiliary to get audio out from the system. I hope you're following. Then the advanced monitoring, the hotkey, you can leave the hotkey. Let's go back to the video. Now the video, the base canvas resolution can be anything. Now the base canvas resolution is the resolution you are working with on the interface. If I change this now, let's see, 720, and I click on OK, it's going to change this resolution of both the scene and preview and the program. Well, let's change it back to 920 by 1080. Now the output resolution is, I'm going to leave it at 920 by 1080. I think that's fine for me. Then the frame per second, the standard frame per second is either 29.7 or 30, depending on the country you are. But if you are streaming something like sport, something that is very fast, sport, then you can run at 60 frame. But because I'm not doing something like that, I'm going to leave it at 30 frame. I'm going to leave it at 30 frame. Okay, we can click on, let's leave the rest. Let's go straight to OK. Now, from my audio here, you could see that everything that I've given access to, auxiliary 1, 2, and 3, are actually on. I will tell the system what I want to do with them. Let's go back to the control. Now, the start virtual camera. You want to stream to Zoom or Teams or Google Meet. If you use your virtual camera, that means everything you're projecting, sending to program in OBS will be sent to any external software outside OBS that can capture, that can take in video. To maximize your virtual camera, click on your virtual camera. Okay, let's add one video because I want to go step by step. Now, your virtual camera, when you use your virtual camera, you're telling the system that you're sending a video from OBS to another application, probably like you're sending video from OBS to another application like Zoom, Google Meet, Teams, so that you can use whatever you're doing here. You use this as your control to send to those applications. Okay, now the next one is, because we've set now a recording, we can, if you click on record, you start recording. We click on stream, start streaming. Now let's go to transition. Transition, you have cut, you have fade, then you can change the time at which they are the movement of each of this transition. You have swipe, side, string, fade to color, and luma wipe. Then also, let's go to your audio. The audio, if I click on the 3 dots here, I have lock volume. That means if I'm telling the system now, if this is the audio I want, I just click on it, then I click on lock. Now my audio will be locked. I can't move it. The audio on OBS will not go beyond this level. Okay, let's move ahead. I unlock back. Now let's go straight to, we have advanced audio, we have property, and we have filter. Now if you click on the filter is, you can add in like equalizer, compressor, gain, noise suspension, and anything you want to add in there, you just click on it and click on add, and by the time you add, the application or the filter you want to add is actually there. Let's go back to property. I'm just telling the system I want to change the source of audio that is coming in. Okay, the last one is audio advanced property. Now I am telling the system here, I want to monitor out all thing that is coming out from the audio, and if you don't want, you can put it on monitor off. When you put on monitor off, you will not be able to hear what is actually going out. Okay, let's come to scene and source. I used to use this illustration for scene and source. I classify scene to be like a virgin land, and the source is the apartment you're building on the land. Now let's see how it works. For you to start in OBS, you need to create scene. Now this scene, I'm going to call it dry run. Okay, let's make it uppercase. Dry run. Now this is it. Then I come to the source to impute what I want. What do I want in the source? I can capture audio, I can bring in browser, I can capture card device, bring color source, image slideshow, mark audio capture, mark. Okay, this can be screen capture and audio capture from another source. Why? Because I'm on Mac, it's showing Mac audio capture, but on Windows, it's just going to show you audio capture, then screen capture. Then we have media source, then scene, the sprite client, then we have text, then we have video capture, then we have group, then we still have group. Let's start from video capture. You can bring in your video. All you need to do is which source of video do you want to bring it into. You click on the video, then you click OK. Then the other one, let's see, we have image we want to bring in. We go to where we have the image, browse, then look for the source of your image. For the benefit of this video, okay, let's use this. Now we have an input from a graphics design, which is the image, and the image is not the same size or the same resolution with the screen. What do? You right click, then you go to transform, then transform, I come to fit to screen. Now is the same size with the screen, because when we were setting the screen, we set the screen to 1020 by 1080, and that is what we have here. Now this is 1080 size of screen. Now the same, let's go back there, let's go to transform. If I click on copy transform and I bring in another source, let's assume we're bringing in video. Let's bring in video source. Okay, then after bringing out the video, you need to look at, do you want the video to consistently play on the background? If it's an advert, you click on loop, and if you want the video to restart playback when source become active, if you didn't do that, that's going to start from wherever the videos stop and when you did a transition, it's going to start from that place. Now let's assume I just move the video to this side. Now our video is also bigger than the screen. We need to size it to the screen. All I need to do is I can go back, then go to transform, then I can now tell the system paste what the resolution I used for the image. If I click on it, paste. Now it has given me the same resolution. Now when I click on audio, now the audio is actually going. Now because I told the system initially that for anything that will be coming into the system, I don't want to monitor, I can reduce. Then let's go back to dry run. Which other important things? Let's look at text. Let's bring a text. I want to write welcome to our live streaming. Live streaming. Now you want, okay, let's see. You see our drop shadow. That's it. Do we need a background? If you want, you can add background to it, but we don't. Let's leave it this way and change the let's change the size of the font. Or let's select another size. This is 200 and something. Let's do that 72. Okay, let's make it let's do for another. Okay, then we click OK. Now look at this. This is actually here, but because I don't need because I'm still working in preview, it's not actually showing in the live. If I click on live, it goes live. When I click on this eye dot, it goes off. When I go back, it's no longer there. That's you must understand exactly what you want to do. You can create different scene or different scene for each. You can say, let's assume you have a speaking engagement, and you can name this each of the scene. Let's assume you're doing this to guest one. Now the guest one, I impute or is slide everything I want to use for him. I'm bringing in his slide in, I'm bringing his pictures and everything into that particular source. It makes me much more organized. I know what I am doing per time, and it makes the job much more easier for me. Because I have used the resolution I used for the first one, the dry run, I just come back here, click on paste. But here I discovered that I cannot use this because I don't want the black outline. The picture is not actually the same. Okay, we can use something close. Okay, let's see. I think this is fine. Let's go back to guest one, and we want to bring in something else. What else? Okay, let's look at, we want to bring in video source. Go back. I want to use this background. Then you click on OK. The video source is actually there. I go back to transform, paste, then I click. Now we have the video on. The video is actually playing. The video is actually playing. Then I can actually bring the picture up. Let's see if we can. Let's add some other. Let's add another image, probably like a logo, into what we're doing. And let's just look for something like a logo and bring it. Okay, let's see if this two. It's actually PNG. Okay, this is PNG. That's fine. If it's not PNG, it's going to show you a background. Then I want to crop. I'm going to press from the mark. I'm pressing Alt key. then you drag, then you drag, then you drag, then you drag. Fine, that's good. Then I can click OK. That's by the time I fade in, I have the logo on the screen. What else do we need? Let's just look for something else before we bring this video to an end. Okay, we're gonna look for okay, let's go and bring in video. Yes, let's bring in video. Let's assume we're streaming an event and we also want to show them the previous, probably we've done day 1, day 2, then they ask for the highlight of day 1. We can bring it in, we click loop if the video is short, then go back to transform, then click paste, then we go. Then we still have it. We want to put the logo up. What I did was to drag the image source. Now you can see the video up. Now the video is there. And the video is a little bit jarring because this video is shot in 4K and I didn't downsize it. Okay, let's see if we can get a text. Now you can see that we have a welcome to our live streaming, and we have the logo and we have the video in that video, and this is what we'll be looking at online. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful time. Bye.
Software you can use for streaming, and